urban park in Central City, and we're going to be doing the community park audit tool. And this tool is really was established about 10 years ago in a collaboration between an academic institution and Parks and Rec department to find develop a consistent tool to evaluate kind of the quality and status of parks. And so the tool is organized around 4 sections, and the first section is collecting some information ahead of time. What information can you find out about the park before coming here? What's in it? What are the hours? And how easy is it to find when you get here? So we'll fill that section in a few minutes. And then the sections after that, there is a section where we're evaluating the surrounding neighborhood. So what are the land uses? What's the condition? Is there signs of vandalism? How well are the houses or properties being taken care of? Because the neighborhood and the park are inextricably intertwined, and so they both influence each other quite a bit. So that section, when we go through part 2, that's all about what you can see from the park of the surrounding neighborhood. And then section 3 is an inventory of all the amenities in the park. And so that's like the playground, any open space area. In some places you're going to see athletic fields or baseball fields, and we'll be evaluating those on how many are there and are they usable. So if you have a volleyball court but there's no net, you would say there's a volleyball court but you can't use it. Or if you have a playground but it looks like it's not in great condition, it's still usable, but you wouldn't mark that it's in good condition. And here, when you look at the playground, if all the elements of the playground are adjacent to each other, you can say it's one area, but you'll have some parks where you have 2 playgrounds, one near one entrance and one in the center of the park, and in that case you would say there are 2 areas for the playgrounds. And then the 3rd section, or the 4th section, is all about park quality and safety. And in that section we're going to be looking at what are the things that support park use. So benches, trash cans, water fountains, and then what's the general feeling? Do you feel safe in the park? Is there adequate lighting? Is it connected to trails? Can people get here easily by bike or walking? Can you see a bus stop? So all of those things make a huge difference in the park function. So should we go ahead and get started? Yeah. So you can fill in this first section about the name. So we're at Taufer Park, and this, although it always seems so obvious when you're in the moment about temperature, time of day, it's really important because it affects the use of the park if you were looking at this information later. So we started about 10:15 in the morning. And then any comments about information that you were able to find ahead of time, or thoughts? You were just saying that you drove by this park quite a bit but had never stopped.
Yeah, well, I biked past it. Yeah.
Bike past it, okay. And then here on the access and surrounding neighborhood, so usable means, as I said before, if you're going to mark something usable, everything necessary for use is present and nothing prevents use. So can the park be accessed for use? Yes, it's pretty open. It's easy to get here. And then, are there signs in the park?
Yes.
So there's the name, there's a rule, 2 rules, and then hours. And then there are a couple other things. And then, how many points of entry does the park have? The park boundary is pretty much open on these, at least 2 edges. And then this is fenced, and this is fenced. The good thing is it's fairly visible. Did anyone see a transit stop on their way here? I was thinking our best chance is probably on 3rd East.
I think there's no bus line on 3rd East, but there's one on State Street and one on 5th East.
Okay.
Yeah. And 9th South, but not, I don't think 7th South has one.
And then we have on-street parking. And the sidewalk network is pretty good here.
There's a bike rack over there too.
Okay. And here, there were some questions about what's considered a trail or a path. So we're saying, you know, here there's external sidewalks that are well connected, but we're not calling that a trail or a path. What we would call a trail is if it's a marked multi-use trail, like the Jordan River Trail, or the McClellan Trail, or the 9 Line, so that people could easily get here biking or walking on a separated infrastructure from the street. And then there is a separate question about bike routes on any roads bordering the park. And there is a bike route over here.
Painted bike paths on both sides.
Yeah. I think the other thing, and then are there nearby traffic signals on any roads bordering the park? So we have
Yes.
crosswalks, stoplights, and signs. And then the other thing here is last summer, was it just last summer or was it just a year and a half ago? Everything's collapsed. I think it was, they did tactical urbanism where they painted into the intersection to slow traffic. And I think it was,
Because they had up the little wavy wall thing.
yeah, they're gone, aren't they?
Yeah, they got crashed into quite a few times and were taken
Oh,
out.
really?
Those were the metal
Yeah.
things
I think
around it?
plastic,
Okay.
yeah, it's really
Or
nice.
plastic, yeah.
The neighborhood was very supportive of this, and I think would like to see it permanent. And then question 11: safety or appearance concerns that are present in the neighborhood surrounding the park. So poor lighting. I think the lighting's actually pretty good
I
around
think
here.
it's pretty good here. At least 4
graf-
decorative light poles here in the park.
What's that?
You've got at least 4 decorative poles, 5
Yeah, in
decorative
the
poles
park.
here in the park.
And that's in the last section. We'll talk about what's in the park. This one is what is outside of the park. So I think there's cobras on the streets outside of the park.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fairly well lit area.
Yeah. Oh, we missed the land use. So we have residential and commercial. So this is a restaurant across the street.
Is it good?
Yeah. I've been there a couple times. It's
Currently
not the best.
vacant. They had a fire
Right.
a year or
The
so
local
ago.
kitchen.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
It was like,
Local kitchen.
yeah, the one Japanese restaurant that feels,
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Authentic.
But it was. They had a big fire in there.
Oh, wow.
okay, what about graffiti and vandalism?
There's some in there. The blue.
Oh, right.
There you go.
But you're looking outside of the neighborhood right now, right?
Yeah, outside of the park.
Yeah, outside. Sorry, of the park.
Excessive litter,
I don't see anything.
heavy traffic, or excessive noise. I don't feel like the traffic is that heavy here.
Certainly doesn't hurt that the street's
Yeah.
closed, but
I know. But even when it was open, it wasn't really
Yeah,
that
yeah.
busy.
No,
But
it's not-
in the
it's
Pole
not that
Park
bad.
Grove neighborhood, I felt
Especially
people
being
were speeding.
a block off of 6th South,
I know.
which is a very major street.
Yeah. We do have a vacant building now. Poorly maintained property. Doesn't look bad.
No.
Lack of eyes on the street. I mean, I feel like here we've got lots of eyes.
I get lots of phone calls from that building.
And evidence of threatening persons or behaviors.
Not today.
Yeah. Okay.
We didn't do this last summer.
I know. And then activity areas in the park.
We're in the activity areas? Yeah.
Yeah, so
activity
we're in
areas.
section 3, park
Okay.
activity areas. So, we don't really talk about the picnic as an activity area. It's really like playground or open space. And I would say this might qualify as the just open green space because you could throw a ball. And then you have the playground. So, what's that? Yeah, so you have playground, and then M on the back side is the open green space. And you know, one thing to keep in mind, this tool is applicable to parks that are, you know, 30 to 100 acres. So
Right.
there's so many more things than we're going to encounter looking at our mini and neighborhood parks. But with I would say the playground is usable, and I don't know if I would say it's good. It's adequate. And I think in some ways, what we're really saying are things good, fair, and poor. So if it's in good condition, if it's usable, that means it's fair. And if it's not usable, it's in poor condition.
What would make this good rather than fair? I mean, I would have thought good.
You would have? Well, we could put good. I don't know. I think it's.
I mean, would it depend on, like, I guess, weather? Because, like, that slide is covered in snow, so it's not really useful, but that's not really, like, part of the playground itself.
Can't blame
Yeah.
that on
I think it's just old. Right? That's probably my bias to wanting a newer playground, but I think we could say it's good. It's colorful. I'm probably pickier than.
Yeah, and we have
most.
students
That has
like-
not worked in my favor.
Yeah, we have like students actually doing their own independent assessment and then doing an average. To,
Yeah, so we'll get 3
To try
for
to
every
control a
part.
little bit for the bias.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
But you could say that this is, we have playgrounds that are much nicer. This one I'd say is pretty average.
Alrighty.
And then the open space, I'd probably say is good. It's fine. It's usable.
And what does that mean? That like yellow thing on the tree?
You know, because it's, I bet you this
That was
one
when
got
we built
pushed
the
over.
playground for South
Ah, gotcha.
Oh, I wonder, it's slanted, so I don't know if that also is from the
But
windstorm.
there's
Oh,
over
you
there.
think?
That other one
But-
has the yellow.
I think it's
around it.
because there was some branches
Tony
and
marked
stuff
it
for
as
the,
damaged.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Now it's snowing.
I think this is the one park that we might get over 25% in shade. Okay, so let's go through these quickly since we're gonna, no
Shade park.
restroom. There is a drinking fountain. Benches, how many
Never worked?
benches? Has it ever worked? I don't know.
Or at least in the last
It's a lot of benches.
14.
Did you count them?
I did.
14 benches. How about picnic tables? 5 picnic tables. You know, and I think,
There's something over there. In the, there's 2 more.
Oh,
Is that
there are
the-
2 more on that over there. Sorry, forgot about those 2. 7 picnic tables.
7 picnic tables. I think that's
And what is that? Like,
at the
Rosemary
tree. Yeah, we should go look at that. Picnic tables,
is that
trash
very-
cans.
Yeah.
We have like a simple 3.
It's one of those.
Uh-huh.
There's a note in the tree that decided to put Rosemary and
Oh.
so they
If it became a shrine,
A little shrine and
a community.
stuff
Oh,
into it.
okay.
It's pretty
cool.
cool, I think, that the community created all of that to go look at the Virgin
Uh-huh.
Mary that appeared in the knot of the trees.
Oh, okay.
Trash cans. If the sun was directly overhead, how much the park would be shaded? I think we could go.
Yeah, I would say more than 25%.
This is the only one.
This is the only one in the whole city.
I don't think there are any dog waste bags here, but there are rules about dogs. There are lights in the park, and I think up to 75%, or would you say more than 75 here, Dennis?
35% list?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it would be like all of it
100%.
is lit.
I'm not sure if this park is monitored.
It's what?
I'm not sure if this, it is patrolled by police, but
Yeah.
they just drive by. It's not.
Right.
I would put
Monitor, are you talking
unsure.
about an on-site park ranger kind of thing?
Well, I think it's just saying volunteer or paid staff patrol piece can't.
Patrolled by police, definitely. But
Yeah. And then emergency devices, we don't have those in our parks. And then from the center of the park, how visible is the surrounding neighborhood? Say fully.
Pretty visible.
And then which of the following park quality or safety concerns are present in the park? Graffiti, vandalism, excessive litter, excessive animal waste, noise, poor maintenance, evidence of threatening persons or behaviors, dangerous spots, abandoned building, pit, or hole. And then aesthetic features that are present in the park. So landscaping. So here
Plural.
we do have some landscaping. We have some planting beds here.
Yeah. And what are
Um,
those like things? It's like
That
metal.
used to be a water fountain. It used to have water.
Ah,
Water
Like
feature.
a
okay.
water
Yeah.
feature, but the water's long gone.
Oh,
Let's see, artistic feature. So you could count that as an artistic feature.
okay. On the shrine.
Yeah, and then I would almost say the historical or educational feature monument would be the shrine.
Yeah.
Trees throughout the park. Or we could put other community shrine for the Virgin Mary. And then we didn't really see anyone in the park.
okay.
And then on yours, you'll do up to how many? 9 to 12 photographs of the park with captions that you'll include.
Yeah. And like you guys doing this park? No.
Which one?
Are you doing this park or not really? For your
Oh.
Your
parks?
3.
No, this isn't one of my 3. I don't
No.
think.
So Dennis, what else would we want to take note of here in this park that we haven't touched on? If we were thinking about trying to understand the differences between the east and west.
It's a very mature park. All the well-aged trees,
Yeah.
all the features. I mean, the only problem with the playground, for example, is that it's been here for a while. So I would say that it's probably going to be a disparity that I would venture to guess.
Yeah.
That'd be a disparity you'll see east versus west. That when the only problem here is that playgrounds have been established here for so long, whereas we haven't even gotten some in a lot of places
Oh, right, on the west side.
on the west side. Let's see. This one's just packed full with just places
Right.
to sit and enjoy
I know.
enjoy nature on a beautiful summer spring day.
And I think something like even, I was saying to Eva, just comparing sort of the number of benches available could be a really interesting marker.
And that was why I had counted, just because
There's
Just looking around and recognizing features, there's
Yeah.
a lot of benches
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And this is in no, I said this to park staff the other day. I said, this is in no way to encourage removal of anything, but it's probably part of the reason why so many people gather here,
Absolutely.
unsheltered or sheltered, is that there are places to sit.
Right. Yeah, you can even see there, like in the boundaries.
Yeah. On the edges.
Yeah.
So this is really kind of typical of a park that would be in a really dense urban area where you have to put as much in as you possibly can and really support a lot of use. And in these small spaces, you can tuck in play and
Yeah.
gathering, but very little active opportunities.
Yeah, this is
Take
Yeah.
note of the connectivity between the pathways that I know they're all snow covered right now, but there's actually continuous paths
All the way
into
through.
from one end to the other, through and connecting all the different corners, all the different activities. You're not going to find that currently, at least in Jordan Park, which leads to my next question. Where do we stand on that CIP from a couple of years ago? To do
It's all
trails?
on me because we are. We're working on. We have a planning project that I'm trying to wrap up. We're using that project to develop the network and the connectivity, and
Yeah.
I have a plan I can share with you. And then when we finish that, we have the layout that we're going to just take. We're going to do that and then the event area at the same time combined.
Okay.
I mean, they'll be separate financially, but they'll be designed together. And so I'm planning to get started on that in next 8 weeks, so we can get that
Okay.
built. And it makes a difference because that is one thing about Jordan Park is like you don't have this looped connectivity in the park, and
Sidewalks that'll go over 100 feet and stop. And
yeah. And if you can go, like one of our most popular things in all of our parks is that loop around Liberty Park.
Yep.
It's
Oh, yeah.
always busy.
right.
And
right,
so that's one thing we've been trying to do is how can we make
yeah.
loops in all of our parks? And
Yeah, that's a
you
great
know,
idea.
I think here too, one of the things that probably prevents much use from the people next door is that there's a lot of stairs and elevation change here. And it's not a lot, but it would be enough for someone who has mobility issues to kind of dissuade them from using it. But
Yeah.
you see like Richmond Park, which is another one that we'll visit, it's close to a senior center, and I've been there at like mid-morning, and you'll see every bench is filled with a elderly person. Some even have their walkers because you can kind of
Uh-huh.
move around there, and they just want a nice place to sit outside. But I think there could be a stronger connection made with the senior center. And I think right now, one of the things that happens when you have sort of problematic use is people kind of want to close it off. But there could be, you know, down the road, a stronger connection made. And I think one of the things that's kind of odd is you have the senior center, then you have a private home, and then you have a park.
Those are two towers of senior housing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've kind of closed themselves off behind this tall fencing. And I see them quite often sitting outside on this patio, but not so often coming over here.
Yeah.
Well, do we want to go to Jefferson?
Yeah.